It's been a while. Right, let me see if I still remember. So I know I'm playing as Rome. This is weird. We're probably going to take the Hell Pass, really. I'm going to draw out my plan. We will walk through the path. Then from here, we will launch an attack from the sea. Form a defensive position around here. Then we shall defend here. Simple plan. Hopefully my allies understand the genius behind this. So yeah, it's been a while. This is pretty much like the skirmish version of Warhammer. You have to cooperate with teams in that. And it looks like me and a few other players, I think these are two, yep, these are two Alexanders. Both low tiers, but we do have some high tier. The enemy could have more high tier troops. As you can see there, we could quickly see what they were going to go. So, I'm actually going to make a little sneak idea. I'm going to change the view a little. The view in this game is awesome, by the way. Brilliant visuals. And you can see, here's my Romans. I'm letting Scipio lead this time instead of good old Midas. There we go. I knew it was somebody that was Greek, leading the Greeks. Yeah. So thankfully the enemy's not going to be nearby, so, I mean, like, we'll just use quick march. Really. I mean, like, you see my guys are pretty cool. They're pretty well armored. These are the elite of the elite militia. They have capes. So far so good. We got no enemies. It appears we have a little mini-map displaying. So they've updated a few things that were bothering me now. But, there's only one real way to test it. So you see I got my 100 javelin men scouting up the road for me. Thankfully no enemy has been sighted yet. We're gonna pull back here. Appears they might have actually just ignored this path. Have they? Yeah, my legions. Thankfully your men will never get tired. Here's the stats of the sword militia. They're not particularly formidable, but they're better than those guys. Are they just... Yeah, they went heavy. Well, no point in trying to act all smug about that. The enemy is obviously pushing back our right flank without the mighty King Strategist's support. So there's still that mosh pit of archers. We do have some enemy units up here. Thankfully javelins are surprisingly efficient at that job. So really I'm just gonna... Alright. Here they come. So here's my plan. I'm gonna hit them from two sides. For the good of Rome. So those Greeks should be coming up right behind us. There we go. My trap is set. So now our center is folded up with the left, with the right flank. Going to provide some immediate support. Now the Greeks should be following us. We did wound them a little. We do hear showing. Wish I could provide support. Actually, we can provide them with some support. Yep. But here comes those archer mosh pits. These guys are really feared. No, these are just Italians. Oh, we have, oh crap, that is... Thankfully we're out of their range for the time being. We're gonna help out. We're gonna help them. This is the gift of the king to them. So via helping them, we will win. Just really... Yeah, we'll just tie them down, allow these better armed Greeks into position. Sadly enough, these militia ain't exactly brilliant. Indeed it does. Throw some javelins, Yeah, no point. Now here's the problem. This is not what you want to do. Yep, here comes Bob Brush. Here comes Blubberbush. He's obviously going to try and assist his allies. Try and hold ranks. Thankfully, we do have the numbers to actually win. My javelins will be providing some just generic support. What we're up against is militia hoplites, so my swordsmen will actually have the advantage, technically. So my other unit is engaged. This unit is... right. So thankfully, we'll be able to help out the Greeks. Now you see my men are taking a fair amount of damage, but due to the shock tactic of that, yeah. And here comes the Italian swordsmen. They're not exactly legionaries. I mean, like in Rome 2, they have much smaller shields, but whoever rocked your boat, I guess, CA. We're gonna change target. Our javelins are the most efficient weapons. We'll also engage, actually, we might as well, send one unit in. Yep, there's a lot of friendly fire. We don't need all that. The enemy will still be fighting us head on. It is in our best interests to make sure that they do not make it past our lines. Thankfully, we do have javelins. They won't kill that many men for the time being. They'll just merely weaken up the Greeks until the main fight starts, which it has. My guys are suffering casualties. This is what I don't get. Like, one unit can take down 100 even though... yeah. These guys have routed? Really? These javelins should still be providing a significant amount of support. They are just Greeks, mind you. So Midas, well, Scipio Africanus is on the retreat. We're going to take out Blubbers. So the Italians have reformed. Likely they just push through to avoid the encirclement. Now we're going to help out a little. They're flanked. So their morale is very low. So we do still have units, but we do have light hoplites, which are actually pretty high tier. So it looks like this battle, the who's the goddess of war? Who's the god of war for the Romans? I know it's Ares, so that way Mars has favored us with fortune this day. Our brave allies have allowed us to do the heavy lifting of our army. But we still have some scattered units. Men coming back from the front line. That is where our glory is to be had. Stopping these men here. If they reach the Italian swordsman, then the result could be disastrous, and they have reached the Italian swordsman. Yeah. They don't really do that well. Now thankfully they'll still be on the route anyway. So let's pull back out for a second. Let's just really flank round. Yeah, I don't even think our general's still alive in this unit. Jeez, they always die on me. So yeah, it's like this small little flank feature. I'm just not getting it. Like, if you have more guys, then your guys should be okay. It should be the amount of damage the flank does to you. You know? Because yeah, once you outflank them, they just rout and you could essentially lose an entire unit of men. Still no major enemy resistance. I think I'm gonna station these guys up there. I'm gonna help out a bit more. We have a unit back at the base. One of our Italian swordsmen. Let's have a nice look up on these guys. Yeah, they're a bit tired, but they like their job at the end of the day. So the fighting is still going on. Pretty bitter for both sides. The Greek warriors are obviously, despite being militia, they're nothing to underestimate. So our enemy still has a few hundred men. It looks like that few hundred, they slowed down the cap times, that's good, comes from Agentis. Agents? Obviously, he's being a coward. Sadly enough, Scipio has met his end, but he has secured us a mighty and wonderful victory. I'm just gonna mop up the last of the resistance. I mean, like, I don't want to make this battle any longer than it should. I'm just gonna walk on in. I'm just gonna occupy the camp. That's that. This is actually the Battle of Marathon, well, Battle of Phoenopoli map. You know, hot gates. I mean, like, you would think, oh, can't the Persians just walk around all this? Imagine there was something like 7,000 Greeks manning each of these choke points. So, yeah. It's hard to imagine that the lightly armored Persians could get through that. But that, the top of the map represents the pass where the Persians got to. There's actually a Greek. There was a Greek guarding that pass. It's just the commander thought, well, they're going to move to attack the city, so let's move our army back to protect our city. Yeah. So have these guys leveled up? Ah, we need to get our commander leveled up. Warcry, Warcry. Yeah. Now the Italian swordsman. Which now, Vigiles or Italian swordsman? Let's go for... Why? Oh yeah, right. Okay, now we can level up. Oh, these are consumable items. So you don't really need those items unless you're going into a really heavy battle, but we're not. So those are Vigiles, huh? I don't get... Oh, here we go. So we'll just remove these units, and we will get... Returning, actually, no. We would get one of these tier 3, but right now, let's just get some Italian swordsmen. Good, heavy, hard infantrymen. We're actually going to take some spearmen as well. So yeah, now my build is a melee build. Diversity bonus. I know. Diversity. So, I'll see you next time. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and all that jazz, and we will follow Scipio to more glory. See you then.